This video is going to be spoiler free until after the recipe itself, by the way. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another Wednesday recipe video. And today we're going to be making a cute, innocent lemon angel food cake. Unless you've seen the Backrooms, and then you'll know there's nothing innocent about it. Timestamps are down below in the description if you want to skip the initial blah blah, but stick around if you want to hear a little bit about what we're making first. Let's talk about the cake first. Angel food cake is a really simple egg white only cake. No fat in it, no butter, no oil, no egg yolks. Literally just egg whites, some flour and some sugar, and those are the basic ingredients. And then you have a stabilizer, which is usually either lemon juice or cream of tartar. I'm using cream of tartar for this one because if you add too much lemon juice then you could thin out the mixture and it won't be as fluffy, so I just prefer cream of tartar. But for the lemon element we're going to make a lemon curd cream. As for the Backrooms bit, I'm not going to get into that now. I'll wait until the end of this video to talk about it. But if you have seen the movie already, you'll probably know exactly the vision I was going for with this cake. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. First, we're going to start with something slightly different than preheating the oven. We're going to make sure that our lowest shelf is not obstructed in the oven because we're going to be using it to bake this cake. So make sure you've got the lowest shelf on there, nothing above. And then we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees C. Now here I have the equivalent of 10 egg whites. I actually used egg whites in a carton, so I didn't have to bother with cracking 10 eggs and then getting stuck with 10 egg yolks. If you happen to have a recipe that's going to be using all those egg yolks, great, or you can freeze them. If you want to freeze the egg yolks, by the way, you have to beat them up first and add a bit of sugar so they don't turn into gel in the freezer. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why you have to add sugar, but that's the way if you want to freeze egg yolks. But much easier just to use a carton of pre-cracked egg whites and then just put them in. So this is 300 grams of the stuff, which is roughly 10 egg whites. And I'm going to whisk these until they form stiff peaks like a meringue. And you'll know that your meringue is ready when you can do this. And it won't come out. I dare you to do that over your head. Now we're going to add 300 grams of caster sugar, a good pinch of salt, and 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Usually actually you only need 1, but because we're making a lemon cake and cream of tartar is acidic so it has a little bit of zing, I'm going to add that second teaspoonful. And what it usually does is it stabilizes that egg white, so it makes it deflate, it makes it a bit harder for it to deflate rather. Which is what we need when the egg white is literally the only thing keeping this cake up. We're not using any other baking agents. And the extra zing is handy because we're not actually adding any lemon to this. Sometimes you could add a little bit of lemon juice, but a bit too much will make it deflate. And you can't really add lemon flavouring or lemon extract because it's often made with oil, and you don't want to add oil into the egg whites, otherwise they will deflate. So let's whisk that in, and obviously you need a big bowl. Lovely, that's nice and glossy. Let's tap out the egg whites. I should have used my biggest bowl for this. I actually have a much bigger one, and I thought, no, I could just about do it in this one. I regret making that decision. Anyway, I'm stuck with this bowl now. Let's carry on. Thankfully, we only have one more thing to add, and that is our flour. I have 125 grams of plain flour in here, and I'm going to sift it straight into the bowl. And now I'm going to fold it in together. I'm going to start by using a balloon whisk, but then I'm going to graduate and use a spatula at the end. You can start with a spatula, but I find using a balloon whisk gets things going a bit faster. But be gentle, use slow folding movements. So what I like to do is I like to scoop and tap. Now you see it is starting to come together. At first it seems like a bit of a slog, but keep going. Once you've gotten rid of the big chunks of flour, then that's when I like to go in with a spatula and do a usual scoop, cut and scoop, and just carry on until it's completely smooth. But again, be gentle. And once it gets to about this stage, where it's all flowy and glossy, we're now going to put this in the tin. Now this is the most important part. Do not oil the tin. We actually want the cake to stick this time. So I'm going to carefully start spooning this in. Now usually when I make spongy cakes I like to tap them on the bottom on the counter, and that gets rid of air bubbles. But we don't want to do that this time because we want to keep the small air bubbles and we don't want to risk getting rid of them. We still want to get rid of the small ones though. Gee, Tatashi, I meant big bubbles at this point. We absolutely do want to get rid of big bubbles, otherwise we're going to have massive holes in our cake. So I'm going to grab a knife. I'm just going to do that. So we're going to cut up any big air bubbles down there, but we're going to be keeping the small ones. And I don't know if you can hear this on my microphone, but there's currently a car doing wheelies outside, so that's very helpful. And now we're going to bake this for around 40 minutes. Check around 30-35 minutes first, basically until it's risen and golden, and if we poke it in the centre with a skewer it will come out clean. Usually it is about 40 minutes, so see you then. As you can see, I've flipped it right over, and those little feet are acting as stands. And the reason why we do this is because it will deflate if you just let it sit right way up. This is going to let the cake keep its lovely puffy shape as it cools, just letting gravity do its work. And because we didn't oil the pan, it's sticking to the sides, which is actually what we want this time, so the cake won't fall out while it cools. So let's let it cool down and let it stand like this for at least a whole hour. A bit more is ideally better, but let it stand for this for at least an hour, and then we can remove it from the pan. This is now completely cool. I actually did let it cool down the whole time while it was upside down. Just going to take a blunt butter knife, you can use a palette knife, and run it around the edges. Now we've got to remove the middle bit. And of course the bottom. Slide the plate here, and let's turn the cake out. Lovely! Now let's make the lemon cream. Here I have 300 milliliters of whipping cream. I'm just going to whiz this up until it's thick. Now let's add the lemon curd. I'm going to add 3 tablespoonfuls. And I'm going to very quickly whiz this in until it's just combined. Don't do it too long, otherwise you'll end up with butter. And now this part's totally optional, but I'm going to add a little bit of yellow food colouring. That was weird, my camera stopped recording. Anyway, all I did was put a little bit of that yellow food colouring in. I'm not sure if my camera was still recording at that time. And then what I did is I swapped from my whisks to this, because again, we don't want to turn this into butter. And I just started folding that yellow food colouring in. I'm not sure why it stopped recording. Maybe it's some spooky backroom stuff. Nice, and now we're ready to cover our cake. Now you don't need a spinning cake turntable, but I have one anyway, so I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to dollop the cream on and spread it all around. That includes the sides and the inside. Now I'm just going to cut a slice so we can see inside. It's not the prettiest cake in the world, but it is going to taste good, even if it looks kind of unsettling, because after all, the best part is the eating. Yellow like the Backrooms wallpaper, and white and fluffy like the still lifes. I really enjoyed the film, to be honest. I knew that I would because I already had watched Kane Parsons, that's the director's, videos on YouTube beforehand, long beforehand. So I already knew about the law, or at least Kane's take on the law, because there are loads of different Backrooms theories. It was wonderfully creepy and unsettling. Now, I usually don't get scared by horror movies in general. The kind of films that really scare me are the ones that get you thinking. And on top of that, it's when people are weird that gets me scared. Not monsters. Monsters can be scary, but I think human beings are the most terrifying things of all. So we get towards the end of the movie, the climax, and then it gets to the part where Clark unbuttons the Still Life Sky shirt and goes, and the best part, and not in a million years because I guess what he'd say next, you can eat them. And on top of like that completely unexpected remark and the deranged glee on his face, that really freaked me out. And my exact thoughts at that moment in the cinema was, this is the most unexpectedly screwed up episode of Is It Cake I've ever seen. And as a good horror movie should, it got me thinking about it for ages. And I realised the insides of that still life reminded me a lot of angel food cake. At first, to be honest, more like gooey fungus / memory foam. And then I thought, angel food cake. And then because I'm a sicko, I was like, I really fancy some angel food cake now actually. So I made some. My only regret is that I'm not able to etch in the wallpaper patterns into my Backrooms cream. But you get the gist. Yellow. Cheers! If still lifes taste like angel food cake, then I'd be eating them too. It's so super light and fluffy like a cloud, and it goes so well with that zingy, creamy lemon cream. So there you go, a lemon angel cake / a backroom still life cake. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video, and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram on tashcakes.tastes, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is Food in Slow Motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more. Give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it. Comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week.